I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for how this has unfolded thus far, and I want people to know that they can trust me and that I'll.
I hate this channel.
No, no!
Good God, we got so much shit to go over. Logan Paul, our favorite vlogger, wrestler, podcaster, scammer, and suicide purveyor. Among heaven and earth, he alone is the fakest one. God damn, this dude just can't stop taking L's. I mean, it isn't enough that he is already in hot water for scamming and lying to fans for, I don't know, the 68th time, then the whole Prime false advertisement thing, which is a whole other issue, which I can make an entirely separate video about. Now, he and his wife are getting publicly executed by a dude who's just as much of a dickhead and scammer as Logan, and somehow, Logan still comes off as the bad guy in the situation. Man, how did we even get here? Like, I guess it's hard to not see Logan as the bad guy in most situations currently, with interviews like this.
Basically, like off camera, he was basically like, no, like I never respected you when we were kids. And
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
And like I thought you were a failure and all this shit. And now
Pretty much pinpointing he's a shitty brother, so much so to the point that his brother Jake, previously known as YouTube's most hated influencer, practically got dethroned by Logan just due to the fact that he's upfront about being a dick, as opposed to his brother. The whole situation with his ex-co-host on Impulsive George, where you pretty much watch him antagonize and spit at George's beliefs for a few episodes until George can't take it anymore, says his piece, and dips to start his own podcast. And the ongoing Cryptozoo situation, where he promises to pay back all his fans for scamming them, and then acts like it never happened 2 months later, even though he continuously flexes so much money. I mean, like this dude is practically a modern day rapper the way he meticulously just money spreads on his young audience as they eat it up like it's the best shit they ever seen. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Like I said, it's not hard to see this dude as the bad guy in most situations because his history really precedes him. But this Dillon Danis situation is... my goodness. Well, it kind of resolved itself, but not really due to the circumstances of what happened in the preceding boxing match. So, Logan and his ex-arch rival, now reformed best friend and prime business partner KSI, decided to do another big boxing match, but instead of fighting each other, they were fighting combat sports pros. Logan fighting the aforementioned Dillon Danis, and KSI going head-to-head against Tommy Fury, which didn't really end up like I previously assumed it would. Like, I thought Tommy Fury would have slaughtered him. Like, isn't he supposed to be a pro boxer from an acclaimed boxing family that was supposed to just destroy him and knock him out in round one? Because if anything, when I was watching it, it just seemed like they were like going out on a date or something. Like they were best friends. Like I swear they were hugging out throughout like 70% of the boxing match. I barely even saw any swings, and Tommy Fury won by like, I don't know, a punch. Anyway, that boxing match was boring. Tommy Fury won by splitting hairs, and KSI was salty as hell. The next match, or the headliner between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis, now that entire match was a complete circus. Like throughout the entire match, I wasn't even sure if Dillon Danis was just trolling, if he was scared, or if he was just trying to get like perfect photos to try to do the same thing that Nate Diaz did to Jake Paul by like grappling him and taunting him, which I guess you can see throughout the later rounds he kind of attempted to do but failed miserably. But yeah, that match was just a complete disgrace. I mean, Dillon Danis only, like, I think threw 9 punches, and throughout the entire thing, it just looked like Logan Paul was just swinging at a sandbag. Like, he was just going through different combos, staring at him for a few seconds, and, ooh, let me try a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, okay, and then for a second, you can actually see he was actually just getting his anger out. Like, that entire match was frustrating. Like, even watching the highlights, I was getting frustrated just watching Dillon Danis just making a fool of himself throughout the entire time, thinking that he was funny or making a statement. Well, the entire match ended in a shit show with Dillon Danis trying to grapple Logan Paul, failed miserably, and then security tackled him and stopped the entire match. Well, Logan Paul wins, of course, by ruling by disqualification, which ends up making Logan kind of take the W at the end. I'm not really sure. You can see by the title of this video, Logan Paul constantly takes L's, because all the events leading up to this fight kind of makes you question that regardless of any outcome, could Logan Paul even possibly take a W in this situation? Because when the boxers of this match were going through their big promotional stint, where the big boxers go head to head and the promoters and the fighters themselves blow the fight out of proportion by changing the narrative from being a typical boxing bout to settling personal beefs to boost ticket sales, it was all going as to be expected with these influencer boxing matches until Dillon Danis decided to approach the situation at a different angle. Instead of going after Logan himself, he decides to go after Logan's fiance, Nina Agdal. Like, I understand you could probably look at this and say, odd, why the fuck is he going after someone who has nothing to do with this fight at all? Seems kinda corny, which in response I say, you're right, but shit, I'd be a liar if I said that entire situation wasn't funny as hell. Like, I mean, this man Dillon Danis really dedicated past 2 months to posting about and slandering Nina's, very promiscuous past. Like, this dude posted some form of photo or video every single day since like the beginning of August. Hell, I'm pretty sure he's still posting stuff to the day of this recording. Here, let me check. Yep, yeah, he's still posting shit. Well, damn, dude, now he's kind of just like coming off as a loser. He's just adding Jake and now saying that Logan Paul was running from a jiu-jitsu guy from 6 rounds, which if you watch the fight, you would know that's not true. He's just looking like a loser. Oh, here, now you can see he's now saying that cheap shot where he swung a mic at Logan Paul and cut his face at the pre-show the day before the fight. Now he's acting all tough guy, saying that it did more damage to Logan's face in a second than he did in 18 minutes. Like, damn, dog. It kind of comes off like as a big old loser. Like, just take your L in spite. Shut up. Jesus Christ. But back to the original situation. Before I start calling Nina out of her name, I gotta address the fact that she was a Victoria's Secret model, so this kind of comes with the package. But at the same time, vids like this,
I am struggling. I need penis inside of me. ASAP.
give so much fuel for Dillon to keep going, and it makes the whole situation worse when you start to realize Logan can't roast for shit. Like, I mean, half his responses online just sound very cringy or forced, which is not particularly good, especially when you are trying to get the internet on your side. Like, right now, I think the only thing that's helping Logan's side is the fact that currently Dillon Danis is making himself look like a complete fool and loser online, and the fact that he looked like a complete bitch throughout the fight. Like, I swear, Dillon Danis probably thought he seemed like the funniest dude on the planet, but I swear, it was just cringy as hell. Like, what if you go back and watch the highlights, like, right now, you're just gonna be frustrated throughout all 9 minutes of it. But overall, it doesn't seem like this fight or any hate going towards him is going to stop his Twitter crusade against Nina and Logan, which leads into where we are currently, which developing kind of last month or a few weeks ago, Nina filed and been granted a temporary restraining order against Dillon for all the online harassment and barring him from posting any sexually explicit photos of her on his social media accounts. The funny thing is that this goofball Dillon thought he could avoid getting served by continuously avoiding the process servers and posting photos on Twitter of the servers surveying around his residence, ultimately leading up to him not showing up in court to oppose the filing. All of which prompted the judge to approve the restraining order. Like, yeah, I know I potentially broke the law and may be continuing to do so, but how can they charge or arrest me if they can't catch me? According to Dillon, the entire legal process is halted in its tracks if I act like nothing happened. Yeah, no. The judge in this case ruled that Dillon continuing to post imagery of Nina Agdal could result in quote-unquote irreparable emotional distress and reputational harm if the defendant continues to post such photographs on the internet. And her legal team seems to be coming for everything. I mean, apparently, she's seeking $150,000 per violation, and allegedly, according to her legal team, Danis has violated this over 250 times. So yeah, the outcome of this case will probably determine whether or not Danis is going to be ending up living in a box in the next few months. Hey, I don't know if that's a good thing though, because either that could be incentive for him to get back into MMA, or that can just be incentive for him to start scamming again. Because I didn't mention before, this dude is also a serial scammer, just like Logan Paul. Except, he may be dumber. Like, this dude got exposed by CoffeeZilla and Oompaville, pretty much proving that this dude will promote any type of scam or crypto coin for any amount of money without reading into it at all. Like, either this dude is extremely broke, or he just doesn't give a fuck about any of his fans. But overall, the entire situation with Dillon Danis and Nina Agdal is pretty bad, and I think kind of crossed the line to promoting to just being pure evil. And I'm not saying Nina is in the wrong in this situation, but I mean, according to Dillon, all the images he's been posting were public domain and sent to him from fans. But According to Nina, some of the photos and videos were a result of a Snapchat hacker that leaked personal media, which if found to be true might make it not look so good in Danis' camp, compounded by the fact that Dillon seemed to be very adamant with the fact that he apparently had a piece of media that, according to him, would break Logan, and did a short media tour showing said media to streamers like Aiden Ross to get the reaction, which if reactions like this...
What the fuck, bro?
I told you I wasn't lying, no? Now you get a vouch for me.
Nah, that is wild, bro. I actually feel really bad.
Tell me if they would pull the fight if I posted it.
Definitely. Like, that's too far.
Think so?
Bro, come on, bro.
Bearing the truth, this might be some messed up shit that will definitely not make him look any better in court. But apparently, Dillon has balls of adamantium or something, because he has not changed his stance on it at all. Like I stated earlier, he is still posting things about Nina, to now running with the narrative that Logan's camp was trying to ruin the match overall. As it got closer to the fight, it did seem like Dillon was changing gears a little bit by going back to targeting his hate towards Logan by opening up a website that marks how long it's been since Logan promised to pay back all those people he scammed with the whole Cryptozoo thing, which will apparently stop when he fulfills said promise, which is just like, come on Logan, just make a plan and pay them back. We know you got the money. But that entire situation is just like CoffeeZilla said in his most recent video. It's just funny. It's like a pot calling the kettle black situation because they're both scammers. They both scammed their fans like over like 5 times. So it's just like the Spider-Man photo of them just pointing at each other. And it's just corny overall. Which leads back to what I was originally saying, which is even though Logan won the fight overall, I'm not really even sure you can say he won this situation because you look at everything that led up and everything around them, they're both just assholes, and Dillon didn't really seem to take the fight seriously at all, and Logan didn't knock Dillon out, so it's just not even really a moral victory on either side. But anyways, Logan, if you are watching this, which you're probably not, but I don't know, hey, maybe you like watching obscure small channels in your free time, but anyways, if you're watching, dog, I think it would be in your best interest to stop trying to roast back and take the stoic route, because at this point, you already won the match. And Dillon already showed himself to only have Twitter figures that can't really back it up online. So you're not really going to get anything even really talking to this dude. Just take your current internet reputation as it is and your young fan base and just keep it pushing. Anyways, if you made it this far, thank you for sticking with me, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Got some fun projects cooking in the lab coming out soon, and apparently Blueface is being a degenerate on Twitter. No, I'm kind of late on it, but I'll probably go over that. I don't know though. Knowing the shit he gets into, just mentioning him will probably automatically give me a community guideline strike. But yeah, that's it. I think I've spoken enough about Logan Paul and Dillon Danis enough for the next year, so see ya.